So for me, is learning to slow down and be present to what's actually at play and embrace your fullness, your uniqueness, unapologetically.
Mm.
And then you can let joy in. If I'm still sitting in anxiety about what's to come or how you gonna see me, or looking backwards in depression about what has happened, I'm still holding to it, or I'm reasoning, I'm out. How am I living joy? How am I embracing? No. So for me, still, I saw it's cool. I finally is cool uh, video about joy. I'm like, whoa, that's powerful.
Yeah.
And it really helped me to dissect the importance to be present and to be authentic and be unapologetically me.
So once again, I'm B. Drake, or Drake with Everythang Culture, the podcast for all cultures, the podcast with a purpose. Of course, our mission statement comes from the words of Dr. Martin King Jr., which is he believed that men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other, and they don't know each other because of segregation. And because of segregation, we have miscommunication. And we have something called the makings of you. The makings of you is, y'all know who Curtis Mayfield is?
Yes.
Okay, that's where it comes from. So we have in-depth conversations with our guests, and we get to know them on a, once again, personal level, asking about their childhood, upbringing, backgrounds, perspective in life. How did they become the person who they are today? And about 2 years ago, we had the pleasure of interviewing Jesse Rhodes Jr., this great individual right here. It was extremely insightful, passionate. If you know Jesse, you know Jesse. But if you want to get to know Jesse through the makings of you, you'll find some things that you may not know about him. And we were so grateful to have the opportunity to get to meet him in a different light. But it's been 2 years.
Can't believe it. 2 years already?
2 years. And things change over 2 years.
Where you live at now?
Well, we're back in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He flew all the way here to CL for this.
Absolutely.
You,
This is the first live show of Everything Culture. We've had, thank you. We've interviewed over 100 plus guests.
That's a real clap, y'all. For that was real people clapping.
Yes. And, you know, I do put the sound effects in the back. But thank you. I may need to clip that. But with not only with Jesse coming here for Where Are We Now? This is the new segment that we're adding to the show. But we were able to be a part of something great, something awesome. Be a part of, is that a shirt with it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ain't not weird. Thou shalt not deport veterans.
Man.
Come on.
But
we going in.
He put out this book. He was talking about this book in the makings of Jesse. Okay. And it was released with us. And my wife, myself, Captain Mowbray, Stephanie Ball, Amber Cabral. Now I want to see if I can get to the top of my head, okay? Hold on. Christina Vega, Philip Sharpskills Jacobs.
Yeah, he just killed it. He had a concert last week.
And we were able to do an Audible book and put that together, producing, and it was awesome. I thought it was to be something small. Honestly, I've done Audible books before, but when he said he has the 5 different authors and we want to bring in the land acknowledgement, I was like, okay, this is a real project. If you haven't had a chance to get the book yet, please do so. If you haven't had a chance to get it on, listen to it on Audible, do so. We have different ways to get this information out to you, okay? And we're going to be having some prizes for y'all later too, so we get to that in a moment. But today, we're going to be getting into the Where Are We Now with Jesse Rhodes.
Yeah, I'll share some surprises throughout the day. So one quick surprise in the Audible, it's also on iTunes as well. Is some couple surprises that's distinct and unique from the book. So the experience from a digital, experience from print, and experience some sound, I want to touch and transform you in every way possible. So when you do experience those uniquenesses, and yes, I recorded it in my voice, and each of the authors did as well. And so it was important for me to do it in my voice, given the context of what I'm covering in the book. And when y'all experience the Audible, let me know what you think and what you experience from that, because there's some cool gems in there and some cool, unique additives that each of the authors had put to work. So I appreciate each of them. If they listening, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for riding with this. And for you for producing it, man, bringing it together.
Man.
He actually helped curate, he curated the whole Audible for me in a short window of time. He said, Jesse, say less. You need help? I've got this. And he made it happen, man, because I want all 3 formats to come out today, because we have different types of learners. Myself, I like to read a book and hear it at the same time. 1, my brain to stay focused, right? And then 2, I can retain more. So for me, hearing the Audible and reading as well. So for me, I wasn't content with just the physical book. I'm going to miss half my readers. And so that's why I made sure to apply good pressure. Thanks to you for believing me and trusting me to make it happen.
Appreciate you, brother. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We get a little emotional up in here. We got that. We embrace our fullness.
It'll get there. It'll get there. You know, but are you ready?
All day.
Y'all ready? Okay.
Hey, come on. Come on. We have a live crowd for a reason. Y'all part of the show. Y'all are the show. So yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So I'm gonna hit it off with something big. So Jesse.
Okay.
2 years ago, and you and I shared the same field.
By the way, I didn't hear any questions in advance. You tell them that?
Do y'all have any questions?
No, I did not.
Oh, no, yeah. This is all fresh. This is
fresh.
all new.
So y'all I'm getting it real time as y'all are getting it. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So something that's big in our careers and in our lives is something of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So last year or 2 years ago, you mentioned when you got into your role with Amazon, it was during the COVID season, and your first day was around the murder of George Floyd.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pressure put on you at once to answer some questions and be the face of some things that you expressed.
Yeah.
Where do you think DEI is now and where it will be going in the future?
That's an elephant in the room question. I love that question.
Let's get to it.
So I'll take it in 2 parts. I'll share my journey as to why I transitioned from finance. So my background is finance and accounting. Grew up doing risk management for 25 years. Deloitte & Touche, Ernst & Young, and then went to Walmart and Target, now at Amazon. And the reason why I wanted to go there, my purpose in life is I work with humans to create possibilities, not excuses, period. And I've had this calling in me to say, I need to do, I got tired of doing more. I joined these boards, I set up committees and councils, diversity groups, DEI platforms, all that stuff. It wasn't fulfilling me. I said, I got to do greater.
Yeah.
And so I shifted over to DEI to do greater, so that I could scale. I love mentoring, right? I have tons of mentees. Y'all online, love y'all in the room, love you too, right? And so for me, I knew as I was getting older, right, my capacity, my cup, right, couldn't fill as fast and pour out as fast. And so going to DEI allowed me to reach thousands of people and allow me to scale. So that's my why. And also, too, I knew I was in the process of writing a book.
Okay.
And so I wanted to understand the theory around DEI. What did it really mean? Beyond my lived experience as a Black male from Philadelphia, oldest of 2, besides that lived experience, what does it mean in theory? I had the lived stories, which I'll share some with y'all today and also in the book. And then I also want to understand the application of DEI. Now, I took you on this journey for a reason. Because no matter what they want to say DEI today is, first of all, it's been abused on what DEI actually stands for, so 1. So 2 is we all humans, period. We all have uniqueness, period. We still continue to find ways to make impact together, period. You can't stop that. Why? It's innate in us as humans.
Yeah.
So the DEI terminology may be under attack, but I believe in us as humans that you have a calling. Each one of us have our own unique calling. Get out of your own way. Listen to the calling and take action. What I mean by that is if you're a lawyer, take action from that seat you got. If you're a doctor, take action from the seat you have. If you're a teacher, take action from the seat you have. Especially teachers, I love y'all. I'm biased. My sister's a teacher too, right? She has impact. Her name is Karen. I called her out. She's in the book. All right. Her beautiful daughters is she has an opportunity to talk to the youth directly to instill knowledge and perspective of inclusivity of thought and how being human at an early age and how to address and deal with trauma in life. Fast forward back to your question, for me, DI won't go away ever because we're humans. We embrace each other, get out of our own way. Our trauma has impact, but it has, you unpack that and move beyond and take the action in life you want. So my work, if it's in a DEI organization, or if it's back in finance, or if it's back when I'm speaking, guess what? I am still doing my humanness, action, and impact.
All right.
Unapologetically.
Talk about it. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. You mentioned something in the former episode as well. Speaking of being, and you talked about it in the book as well.
Yeah.
When you were in school and you had an incident with one of your classmates and how that pivoted you in life. For the folks who may not know about it, can you share with that how speaking about it in the episode and speaking about it in the book and the difference it can make in other people's life?
Yeah, it takes me back to middle school and early high school where I was in transition. We were off school one day, and I think it was around Thanksgiving time frame. No, around Halloween time frame. And walking home, from my friend's house, and this kid said, "Get off my block." Not as nice though. This is Philly, y'all, right? So
where you from?
Philly all day.
Okay.
Philly. Phila, period. That's EVE, y'all didn't know. So being in Philadelphia, someone said get off your block, you either take a stance or not, right? So of course, in that case, I hit the kid. Then I quickly realized I was by myself on his block, right? So I started to back. This is, by the way, I was what, maybe 15? This is so clear in my head today. It's very vividly clear. I remember the weather, I remember the street, everything. So I'm backing up, and quickly about 15 kids pile around me. Almost like I wouldn't allow them to do a full circle. I kept backing up. And so it was kind of like a U shape around me. And I said, hey, whoever comes in first is catching these hands, right? And so that worked because no one came in, right? And then also what happened though, then he disappeared for a little bit. And all of a sudden a dog shows up, pit bull, and I take off running. Fast forward, I get home. I'm upset that I run home from this dog, tell my mom what happened. And she said, what, y'all? What she said, don't hit him again. Right?
See,
don't hit him again.
See, my people have said something different.
I know.
Go ahead. It's culture.
Go ahead.
You win. You win. You better not. If you lost, you got to go back there and fight again.
That's another story. Yeah. Right. So culture, right? So the next day, I call my friend Erica and my friend Jamal. We walk together to the bus stop, right? And go to the bus stop. I see the kid.
Yeah.
He's laughing with some female. I thought he was laughing at me. So what I do, y'all? I punched the kid again.
Oh man.
This time he was ready. He swung back and I blocked the punch. And what I did not know, he had a knife in his hand. And so I still wear the mark of that event to this day, right? And I didn't feel it. I'm in my, adrenaline. My glasses were off, so I couldn't see back then. I was wearing glasses back then too. And someone kept saying, look at your arm, look at your arm.
Mm.
So look at my arm, I had a white jacket on, all I see is blood everywhere. And I said, my mom was going to kill me. That was the first reaction I had. Not that I was stabbed, the fact that my mom was going to kill me because she said, don't hit this kid, right? And now my brand new white coat just got damaged. And I was, to this day, I love my mom and my dad. I'm still scared of them, okay?
Yeah. You said it, and I was going to bring that up too. I was going to bring that back together.
I love it's a good respect scare, you know, respect them heavily. And it's like, oh, heck no. They hard workers and they work hard for their money. And so for me to do something like that, to mess up the jacket wasn't cool because it was prideful to get that jacket. That's not something I get usually. And so anyway, fast forward, my mom in the hospital beat me up. Not, okay, I'm joking, y'all. She actually beat me up. She gave me a couple hits as I was getting stitched up. Fast forward, we both had switched schools, right? I got kicked out of that school. Yes, I got kicked out of that school. And so did he did too, because I got kicked out for punching him.
Yeah.
He got kicked out for cutting me. And it was Catholic schools, they're pretty tough. But I'm blessed that I wasn't a kid that got into a lot of trouble. And so the priests at the time vouched me. They Jesse never gets into trouble. Let's give him a second chance. This is an important, pivotal moment. And then we know a school we can go to called Roman Catholic. Talk to the priest there, and we'll see get you to that school. While I'm driving down there, my dad tells the story. And my dad tells me, he said, hey, if they ask you, what do you want to do when you grow up? You like money, you like numbers, say accounting. Now, I never knew what accounting was at that point, right? I'm still a young kid. And so I go in, the priest never asked that question, but I remember accounting. So I get enrolled, I'm at the school, and then I take an accounting class. I get an A. I'm happy. Now, Roman Catholic is all boys school, so that was already punishment because my old school, Bishop McDevitt, was co-ed. I love it. Everyone knows me. I love co-ed. Here's the room right here, y'all. I can't see. It's probably more women than men. Diversity, yeah, I love
Right
it.
there, right there.
And so I've never been unapologetic about that since I was a kid. And so to go to all boy high school, I did my time, y'all. Yeah. So fast forward, I go to Drexel University. I'm the first to go to college. I only applied to one school, and it's because my teacher said, hey, you're good at math, you're great at science. Why not Drexel? Drexel's based in Philadelphia. I said, sure, why not? So I go. Met my great friend Tamika, she's online too. I saw her. Tamika and some other friend Diane King, some other amazing souls doing that summer program. It was meant for Black and brown students, a chance to kind of gateway to get to college. Now I didn't know that at the time that's what it was, but looking back, that's DEI too by in action, right? And so a gateway for me to get to college, and it worked. They paid my application fee and so forth. Long story short, life continues. First generation, work at Deloitte & Touche. I progress in my career. I find out shortly later on that the other kid, unfortunately, went down a path of more trouble.
Yeah.
He got involved in drug selling and he lost his life. And so I look back to my connection points of why I'm so unapologetic about getting involved with mentorship and giving back is how do I work closely with the next Aaron? That's his name. And I had to get complete with Aaron. I had to apologize for the impact I had in my role there. And I had to get complete with myself to know I was not responsible for his death. Yeah. Right. And so realizing life brings you on different paths. So I often say to my middle school students, my high school students, my professionals, and y'all in the room is we all have life experiences. I have to see mine every day on my wrist. Trust me, I look at it. Like, it's right there. I brush my teeth. I see it. Right. Every day I see it. It's a reminder of how you can pivot. I'm blessed from Father O'Brien that, gave me that second chance. I'm blessed that my father, to mention the word accounting, because I actually majored in accounting, and myself shifted. And I honor the responsibility and the opportunity to address the next Aaron. Yes. And I do that every single day because we all know an Aaron in our life. We all may be an Aaron at some point in our life. And so for me, it's making you realize you can create possibilities and not excuses.
Love it. Man, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You have any errands in your life?
Yeah, we all
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Okay. And I know when sharing experiences, childhood and healing from that, a lot what you're doing is giving back as you're healing.
Yes, I'm still healing.
Yeah, where I think we all come to that point of taking care of ourselves. We talked about that the last show as well. But when you talk about mentoring and giving back, who are some people who gave back to you? Who molded you in your life? You know, role models, mentors, people that gave you guidance, tugged in your coattail when you needed it.
Man, so making sure folks in the back can hear us too. I would say those who mentor me, of course, I go with my mom and dad first. Hardcore, good lessons learned from them. They still coach me. My mom is such an empath that I could wake up in the morning, have some thoughts. I get a random text from her. I'm like, is she in my head? She got a camera? She's in Philadelphia. I'm here in Seattle, and we're connected. And so that mentorship from parents never goes away. I'm also, a father of two. My baby girl, Jessica, is graduating from college next month. Thank you, sir.
Great job.
21. She's got her bachelor's and her master's.
Oh, man.
In 4 years.
Wow. Wow. Impressive.
Robotics engineering.
Wow.
Black girl magic.
Yes.
Right? Oh, so she hates when I say that. So don't call me Jessica. So, and then my son, super proud of him. He's in the book a lot.
Yes.
He
I was
is
gonna bring some of them up.
yeah, oh wait, I'm ready for you.
Yeah.
He's 25. And he actually, man, he is so giving of energy and time to people and loving. Yeah, got me. And I'm proud of him, both of them. And he moved out here with me in 2016 as well. And so I'm just proud to see he's still here 9 years later, put up with his dad. And the reason I mentioned those two, they also are my mentors. We forget, we think that raising kids is one direction. No, Jessica has no problem reminding Dave to don't mansplain, or what's the other word? What's the other one? Mansplain and gaslight. Yeah, it's gaslighting. So she is quick to teach me about what those two words meant and how not to apply it to others.
Yeah.
And my son always say, hey, stay present. Everything doesn't have to be boom, boom, boom. Be okay with the no. So your kids are my greatest impacts. And I got a whole bunch of other mentors throughout my life, in my corporate job, and my professional career, and my personal career too. So, and many are in this room here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you, Jason. Jason maybe got me dripping over here. Both Jason, the Holmes blend, and Jason, my son.
Right, I got him mixed up a little bit. I said, I want to meet you. I met your son. I may have met him once, but in the book, and let's go ahead and get into it.
Do it.
In the book, and I want to say I can't get all the chapters down. Maybe get to 3 to 4. You express how working with your son, you express your happiness and your love, a lot of pride I was seeing in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You expressed that it didn't work out how you wanted to work out as well. And I kudos to Jason for expressing himself the way he expressed himself. I want you to share with us that whole process of your expectations and his expectations, and how you can work it out amicably at the end.
Big time. So I'll give you 2 pieces. So one is, my projecting on my son was, hey, let me create his college experience through entrepreneurship. So I own a restaurant, man, y'all know, called Poco Wine and Spirits. By the way, I still own Poco Wine and Spirits. So the physical location, or come on that, surprise number 2. And that was my way. Jessica was entering to university. And so that same year, if I could create an opportunity for my son to enter his version of university, why not create that? Now, before we did, I made a commitment to him. Do not feel obligated to work with me. If you hate working with your dad, or if you hate Poco, it's okay.
Yeah.
What I'm so proud was he knew within a few months this was not his calling. And I got that. And I appreciate that, because prior to him was not in the book, is I had another business with my ex-wife, my wife at the time. And I think about how that business impacted our relationship and how where we were inauthentic with each other. And it was pivotal moments that we could have pulled out of that business that we didn't. And one of my mentors told me, big lesson in entrepreneurship and life is know when to pull out, just know when to say this is not working, move on. And relationships, businesses, you name it. And so that popped in my mind almost immediately. I cannot impact my relationship with my son and repeat history, again, trauma, repeat history that I had in my prior business. So I was grateful for him being authentic and open and vulnerable. Here's the lesson. Remember, I got Poco because of my son. So when he decided, take it back. I got Poco with my son in mind. I got Poco independently as a business opportunity, but my son was a huge influence in that decision. But what I didn't realize is when he decided to exit, I was trying to make Poco something different than what it needed to be. It just needed to be a functional restaurant. I love it today. We're sitting here in Blend, right? Coffee and kicks. Their focus is what? Coffee and kicks. If you lose sight of the core component of what you're out to do, then your customers get confused. And I was doing that to my staff and to my customers. I was getting in my own way. As a result, impacting the revenue to my place. Working long hours, I'm still working full-time at Amazon and trying to manage a nighttime business. And not having clarity and direction on the vision of Poco, impact. By the way, Poco means purposeful, organic.
Hold on. Is it compassionate?
Nope.
Is it captivating?
Yes.
And optimistic?
Yes.
Look at
I love that. Yeah.
Look at hey, I give myself.
Yeah. And the reason why I had it called purposeful, because everything we do has intent, right?
Yes.
Organic, like we do right now, live conversation, live in the moment. Captivating, because once you get pulled in, you get pulled into the conversation. The outcome is optimism. Now, I had a whole bunch of Poco terms too, but that was something I birthed from that. The reason why I share that is when Poco was not making me money, pretty aggressively not, I did not take the pause to say stop.
You didn't. Listen, I'm
ahead.
gonna jump in.
Go ahead.
Jump in.
Yeah.
Have y'all been by Poco? You ever visited before?
Yeah, I know
Loved
Poco.
it. When I was here in Seattle, I had several recordings there. That's what we did. The makings of Jesse. We interviewed Alana running for governor. We had a lot of good times at Poco. And I was reading the book, Leadership Unlocked. Okay. Jesse put something in the book I think I was around the same age as some of the folks in the book. I believe myself to be a hard worker and doing networking. And it was something that said they didn't expect to do all the events that was coming in. Jesse, this is me. This is not Jesse's words. This is me. Then what did you expect to do? But Jesse is one of the most caring, heartfelt, positive people. And I consider myself an empath, and he has me beat a long run. I was like, Jesse, great job for you. I was like, we have to find something different if I was Jesse. But Jesse, when you're working and being a leader,
thank you for that.
No problem. I'm serious. When I was reading that, I was not only reading and doing the Audible book, even listening, I was like getting a little upset, but it's not my position to be upset. You know, like I'm big on like customer service. I'm like, hey, for us to be successful, we all have to work together.
Yes.
We all have to have the same plan in mind.
Yes.
So considering with POCO, just continue going forward, how we continue to establish that mindset of not, let's say, a hive mind. I would think of a sports team. Everybody can't play the same position, correct?
Yes.
But we all have to play a position to get to the shared goal.
Yeah.
How do we find what's a shared goal and continue to go forward in anything?
Let's go here. Here's the transformation moment. I'm gonna take your opportunity. Y'all ready for this journey with me? Online too as well. So POCO, as I mentioned, is still living. Now let me explain what that means. Y'all ready? So typical Amazonian, we like mechanisms, inputs and outputs, and the engine between it what does the work. So of course, typical Amazonian I am, I create a mechanism for POCO.
Mm.
And the fun twist to it, and I'll just tell you afterwards. You ready? Prompting offerings of cultural optimism. That's an input. People open to connection opportunities. That's an input. As a result, prosperity over capitalism, obsession. We're living that. This is predates today, by the way. This goes back to 20, whatever year that was, 2022. Equals power of open-minded community outlooks. Purposeful, organic, captivating, optimistic. That's POCO. Now, for those who's older, you will see I did POCO, POCO, POCO. It's play off an old cartoon, and it was POCO, POCO, POCO. So I created my own, actually it's 4 POCOs, POCO, 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 right? And so I leave that with y'all saying that POCO, everything I just read to you just now, is still living within each of us. What are we doing to prompt offerings? What are we doing to open connection opportunities? What are we doing to make sure we are being thinking about prosperity over capitalist obsession? For example, oh, you want a slice of the pie? Who said the pie stays the same size? The pie gets bigger, y'all, when you work together. Yeah. As a result, being open-minded to what's possible. And then only then we expire. And so for me, being blend coffee and kicks is POCO. Literally, my book is in here. You are in here. You were here. You flew over here to be a part of this conversation. Yes. We are POCO. And then POCO 2.0 is coming too.
Okay. I'm talking about it. Are y'all ready for a question?
Bring it.
This is for everybody, by the way, okay? So if you want to raise your hand online, leave it in the chat. What the kids say, chat.
Yeah.
Okay. When do you feel like you became an adult? Or some of us, when do you feel like you became grown? What moment in life did you feel like, okay, I'm here now? Everybody take your time. Think about it. Y'all never thought about this before? So think of it like, if I may share, okay, this
Please.
is where are we now? You know, I grew up in a different type of childhood, substance abuse, neglectful supervision things. Any latchkey kids in the room? That's it. Oh my, okay. I see some in the back. Okay. Does everyone know what a latchkey kid is?
Come on, yeah. It's the keychain hitting around your neck. Your mom don't want you to lose it. That's me trying to unlock the door.
But that's originally where it came from. Like I've been seeing kids now saying it. Well, they're adults now saying as a joke that you lose your key. Your mom thinks somebody's gonna pick up and break into your house.
Yeah.
But the latchkey kids occasionally come from parents who work full time or single parent homes, and the children had a key to get into the house and stay there by themselves. You know, either maybe an hour or two after school, maybe 3 or 4. Or it's that responsibility that is placed on children at a very early age. But when I feel like I was grown, I was adult, what are the factors that made me feel like I was adult? I'll say when I had my first car and I paid for it myself. I paid my cell phone bill, my car note. Well, I didn't have to pay that cash, but my insurance. I was dating. I was having relations, and I was in school and working. I was like, I'm doing a lot of things adults are doing now. The mindset of being an adult. And I ask you all this. Once again, I would love to hear everybody. If you toss out an age, I said 16. Anybody got a different age?
I got like 13, but it's the same thing you were saying. So my mom used to give me the key, me and my sister a key,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the one she always yelled at because I was the one that would go around and act. But my sister lost her key, and I was the one that had mine. It's that day that my mom was like, "Okay, you can hold something and keep it." That was when I'm like, "Okay, I'm grown now."
Yeah.
And I didn't get yelled at. My sister did, so that made me feel good. Like I arrived.
that small, impactful moment in life. Yes.
Old, like 22,
22.
when I had my first apartment in the Bronx. Like I was born and raised in Seattle, then when I moved to New York.
That's a culture shift right there.
Having my lease, and if someone, even the apartment before, they didn't want to return my security deposit. So I took them to small claims court, and then they called me, "Oh, okay, we got your money now." Because they didn't want to give it to me. They were just trying to get over on me because they knew I wasn't from New York.
Yeah.
And that made me feel like an adult, like using the law, having them comply, and then finally getting my money to get my apartment. But it was 22.
Yeah.
It was older than, like a teenager. I didn't feel like an adult. It wasn't until I was in New York and I had my own apartment.
And he had to go against other adults in the court of law. That's a big deal. Yes. Yes.
I'm one of Alexis.
Hello, Alexis.
There's two Alexis in the room, y'all.
And it was kind of helping my younger sister figure out how to be an adult herself. It made me tap into, oh, you need to learn about insurance, you need to think about your goals, you need to, navigate these social settings. Here's how to be safe when you're partying. Like, it was kind of that, like, not mentorship, but sisterly, like, now I'm gonna make sure you're straight because I didn't have that.
Yes.
At least an older woman close enough to my age that I could relate to.
Yes.
But I was determined to be that for my sister. But it made me feel more like, nah, I'm an adult. I figured it out. I'm gonna show up.
Yeah. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you. Anyone else? And once again, we have the Bronx, Philly. I'm East Texas. And where are you from, Alexis?
I grew up military, so everywhere.
All over. Yes, man. Okay, we got Cali.
I feel like I was adulting for a very long time.
Yes.
Very responsible, entrepreneur, done a lot of things, invested, et cetera, et cetera. But if I'm being completely honest, past marriage, past kids, adulting, feeling really good about it. I think when I lost my father, I find the wake up. It gave different responsibility to the family and the hierarchy.
Yes.
Who's responsible? Who's gonna stand in the gap? And that felt entirely different from all of the things I thought I was adulting all along. It was very sobering and it was a huge wake up call. Our family was extremely close. It's not that you take your loved ones for granted because they're there, you cherish them. But that moment that such a big figure is no longer with you, you realize you're responsible.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
And what's your name again? Thank you, Valerie. Thank you. Thank all y'all.
Thank you for sharing that.
Really appreciate y'all transparency with us with this as well.
Wow. Yeah. I remember, I'm gonna share a fun fact because I know she's online. So my sister Karen, I think when she became an adult to me, I'm the oldest, and my little sister is, we used to have a little wrestling, tussling. She was tough. But this one day, I think she was 16, she scooped me up.
Oh no.
And threw me across her room. I hit the bed, her bed frame. I get up, she had a white bed frame. And I get up and I see my skin still attached to the bed frame. And my arm started to swell up. I said, "You good? You are officially a grown up." to me, and you got my back now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she was 16, maybe 15. She'll correct me if I'm wrong what year it was, because she remembers it too. Karen was the real thing.
Hi, Karen. We appreciate you. No smoke. Okay?
No smoke.
Yeah.
She jumped on my, she got stories. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I love it because I shared them when we talk about mentoring, sharing with the youth where I work with teenagers. If I work in child welfare, I've been doing it for years, and you see some that's like have this expectation when they're an adult. And unfortunately, some kids are put in a lot of adult situations. And we try to give this word normalcy to our kids, but when we talk about culture and diversity and different experiences, everyone have a different experience what normalcy can be, and trying to understand what does it look like. So I love having these conversations we're having right
No
here.
doubt.
Once again, thank you, Jesse, and thank you everyone here as well. And these are some things to think about as well. What does things look like to me? It may look completely different from Karen too.
No doubt.
Same thing with my siblings. I've interviewed people that all grew up in the same household and have different experiences throughout. Do we have any? You're the oldest, correct?
Yes,
I'm my oldest. Do we have any older siblings in here?
Who the babies in the room?
Any eldest?
All the babies in the room. All the babies in the room.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Middle child.
Okay.
Middle child. Y'all, y'all tough too.
How about all around? You the oldest, middle, and the youngest. From
only child.
I come from multi-families. Okay, I'm in the oldest in one part, middle in another, youngest in a different one.
That was a plug to Jason, only child. He didn't catch that though. You did not catch that joke, man.
Do we have any only kids in here? Any only children?
Yeah.
Okay. So for instance, the middle kids, can I get your hand again?
Yeah, middle.
That
counts.
Oh, large
Guys,
sibling
you
group.
definitely in the middle of a large group.
Do y'all feel like you're the middle? All the middle kids, y'all feel like y'all the middle kid that hold the stereotype? Will you recognize? Oh my goodness. Like for instance, answer that question again. What did you ask again? So next question.
Yeah.
So what were we talking about? Hey, I'm not one, but I see it often. Sometimes they're not usually seen in the space. It's either the oldest and the youngest. So I love having these conversations with one another. And I wanted to save this to later, but I'm bringing it up now before we have our first coffee break. But how, in your culture, how do you all look at death? How do you process it? How is it managed when someone passes? What are the steps that you take? Therapeutically, spiritually, physically, what do you do?
Man, that's a tough one. I still don't think I handled death well. I grew up, my dad, I love him. To this day, I've never seen him cry. Y'all just saw me crying 2 minutes ago, right? But I could pull it back really fast. I'm used to it being from Philadelphia. And
we gotta work on that.
And I know, I'm with you. It's present. And he's a baby of 13.
Ooh.
Right? And so he's seen a lot of his siblings pass away.
Yeah.
And I've been there. He is my dad and his one sister, the last of the 13. So 11 have passed away. He knew early in life, he was born much later, that he will be having this experience. And I think he's been preparing for it all his life as well. And then on top of it, he also served time in the military of Vietnam. So he's seen a lot, Purple Heart. And so growing up in that household with a beautiful, strong father and mother, I've taken on a lot of that way of being. Not even conscious. I'm more conscious of it now. I wasn't conscious of it growing up. Well, actually, Jason Hicks, not Jason, my son, we had a conversation about this recently. I was saying, to this day, if I show emotions for too long, I actually get a headache, a real headache. because I'm fighting within to pull it back, and something's still letting out. So I'm fighting it back, and I get a headache, a real headache. Like, and I have to like go sit down, relax, and try to regroup. And so I know I to this day still have work to do on just honoring and sharing and embracing those that still live within us.
Yeah.
So I feel the life of my uncles and my aunts and my cousins, some taken away from gun violence, in me, still present. They still live with me. And I honor and acknowledge it. But I wish I could be more freeing to reveal and feel is what I need to work on so I could heal. Never forget. But Veronica Berry here in Seattle, she taught me this a while ago, is remember to reveal and sit and feel and then heal. So you think about our society today, we're experiencing that, right? We're feeling this need. We're seeing a lot that we haven't seen before. What's happened in politics and life has always been present. We just didn't see it.
Yeah.
Now we can't unsee it. Okay, how we feel from that and what actions do we take as a result of what we feel? Embrace that too, in order to heal as an individual, as a country, as a broader, right? And that's dealing with slavery, all the topics you could think about. We still haven't really feel and healed from slavery and other events. So for me is, what can I keep doing in my seat to continue to do my work and exercise the freeing of feeling the death of someone or something? So I'm still trying.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
man.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're going to have our first blend coffee break. All our chat. Hey, y'all, we still going to be in here. But if y'all want to order anything,
Can I
let's
share
take a
one
break.
another surprise?
Oh, come on.
One more surprise, and we're gonna interview someone too. With Jason gonna come
Yes.
up on my so two surprises. Blend Coffee and Kicks is a reason why we here, y'all. Because one, this is a demonstration of friendship and collaboration. We talked about possibilities of having a coffee shop, intimate conversation, and guess what? We actually created. We're in a coffee shop. When I said that intentions a year ago, I didn't even know y'all were going. I'm looking around the room at the actual owners. I didn't know they were actually going to do a coffee shop. Now we are on the break of having my book on the shelf here at Blend Coffee and Kicks every day, y'all. You can come and purchase your book. So Blend is now home for me. I'm so grateful for that connection and the love and the work they do, from selling the shoes on the wall, giving back to charities and more. I let them share that story. Their intentionality in showing up in this space is critical, so that everyone that's online that come into Seattle, if you want to find me, you want to see where I'm at, my energy and presence, it will always be physically here at Blend. So that's a surprise too, that no one knew yet. That going forward, you can purchase your copy. Some have already did it. Purchase your copy of the book here at Blend. So thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ready coffee, y'all.
We'll give it a break and we'll be back right now. So we got Jason. What's your last name, Jason? Hicks. We got Jason Hicks with Blend Coffee and Kicks. So I've seen some videos about y'all. Okay, you got your crew together, but can you elaborate what is Blend? How did you come up with Blend, and who's a part of Blend with you?
So I got my business partner Noah Guru and then Femio. So they are good business partners of mine who we came up with an idea like probably about 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Thought about, how can we make a footprint within the market of like, the coffee capital of the world and also sneaker culture as well.
Okay.
So came up with this idea to just like curate something like super dope, super different, and thought about the ube colors and everything like that. So it was actually pretty dope. The great part about it is the different things that we do, we have our tie back to the actual community.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be like community based. So like a portion of the sneaker sales goes to teen homelessness and also mental health foundation called MIHO, which is like mental health inside out.
Mental health inside out.
Yep.
MIHO.
MIHO.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's been good though. It's been good being a part of the community and just doing different dope things and stuff like that. Being able to curate different vibes in here, from like live music to intimate comedy shows to, you know, intimate coffee house conversations with Jesse.
Yeah. Already. Yeah. So what is the best way for the community to support you?
I think the best way for the community to support us is, you know, just coming in, you know, you know, check out the space, check out the product, you know. I love the fact that when people reach out and say, hey, how can we be a part? Can we help? Come in and try the product. I want you to try it, like the space and everything before you push it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I understand people might push it because they rock with me, but at the end of the day, I want people to push it more just because, you know, they like the product and stuff. So come in, check it out, you know, tell your friends and tell a friend.
Yeah.
Come hang out. You know, if you want to like rent the space out for various different things, you know, we could talk about that. Sometimes people want to come in here and just get content. What's your favorite drink? Man, my favorite drink is the MacNut Mocha, MacNut White Mocha. It's fire. My second favorite one is the Ube Latte.
Okay.
And then my third favorite one is it's called Snickers. So Grace, our barista, she named it a Snickers drink. She just like typically like creates different things.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I have them create stuff. So I'll go like I'll say, hey, I need something that's sweet, iced, and almond milk. And then they'll just create some dope stuff from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's Blend Coffee and Kicks. What's the website?
blendcoffeeandkicks.com.
All right.
blendcoffeekicks.com. Blend Coffee Kicks on IG as well. We're in Upper Queen Anne. Definitely come on up. It's a dope area.
Exact address?
Yeah.
Come and give me that. What's
The exact address is, stand by. Let me look it up real quick.
Seattle, Washington is a cool, dope vibe. I mean, it has the couches, plenty of space and room. The lighting is immaculate. The shoes are what we can say kicks are on the wall.
100%. 100%.
I mean, right near a Chase Bank. So if you need to go get some more money to come back in here,
100%.
we got
100%.
you.
So we are 1417 Queen Anne Avenue North. 1417 Queen Anne Avenue North. Yes, I did just look that up for those that saying, how come he doesn't know the address? That's perfectly fine.
And it's all right.
Some of y'all don't know where y'all live at the whole summer time.
Exactly. and we also, Noah, do you want to jump in and just
come on,
say,
Noah, come on over here.
Come
Come on over here. Come on over here. Yeah.
I'm gonna slip out. Go ahead.
Okay. You got to come back in a minute.
That's a good picture.
What do you want us to
All right.
kind of camp it?
Yeah.
We just saying hello. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. No, so this is the team here. We appreciate y'all for putting this together. Thank y'all for giving us this opportunity to have this intimate conversation. And where are we now with Jesse Rhodes Jr.? This is great for the community. Everything we were talking about, POCO, from DEI to just connections, giving back, especially with the mission and the intent that you have for this organization. Not only this company, is this. What word can I use? Oh my goodness, I'm losing it. But just this change that we're making in the community. We're thankful for impact. Thank you.
You know what it is. It's everything culture.
Yeah. You hear that? Y'all hear that? And you know, with Everything culture, we love bringing together. We have an extreme diverse group of people here in the audience. Thank y'all for being here too. And it's an A.
Okay, can't see him.
Oh, come on in, y'all.
Hey, I can scoop this.
Was that a black joke?
No.
It's
chocolate over
And what this? And this is an A, not an I. You know, from Houston to Seattle. Where y'all from?
I'm originally from Boston.
Boston.
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
I was born in Hawaii and Oregon, but I've lived here since '06, so I like to feel like I've never lived anywhere longer than here.
But that's culture right there.
Yeah.
They all have different background. They're going to be on the makings of you soon with Everythang culture, but having a different background and upbringing and to come together and build something so wonderful and to make a change and give back into the community is absolute need. This is an example what we can bring together and what we can do. Just simple doing it and come together with Jesse and the rest of our folks in here. We're thankful for it. But yes, thank y'all.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Amen.
No problem. Y'all make sure to get y'all something to drink, something to sip on. What's that cake y'all was talking about? The
Loaf cake. Lillian's loaf cake.
Hidden.
Yes.
Get it warmed up just a little bit. Muy delicioso. Okay. But everybody's good? Okay. So the question that we have on the makings of you, we ask all our guests. We asked for 3 recommendations. We asked for a movie, a book, and a television series. All right. 2 years ago, Jesse told us his book. What you remember? Let's see.
No.
The Black Tax.
Oh, Sean's a good dude. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I still recommend that book.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what he recommend now. But
Of course,
okay,
yes, of
okay.
course. He actually was one of my first customers. He went in, so he spoke, Sean Rochester spoke at Amazon and did a phenomenal job and just love his purpose. So Black Tax is just a really detailed, data-driven way of explaining the past and the present impacts and the tax was in all areas of health, finances, and everything. And so he saw my book come out, he knew I was about, and he purchased it right away.
Wow.
I just saw it pop up on the thing, and I was so appreciative to see him doing. So I can't wait to hear his review on the book.
That's love.
That was
right
cool.
there.
That's love.
That's love.
Yeah. Good dude.
Okay. Do you remember your television series?
Nope.
Okay. Do you have one you recommend now? Let's see.
I don't watch TV.
Oh, I believe you. Oh.
I haven't. I cut off cable years ago. Don't miss it. I run so fast. And what I'm doing with the book, with being an entrepreneur, being on boards, board chair for Columbia Tower Club, board chair for After School All Star, board chair for NABA. I don't have physical time.
No, I believe. Y'all know Jesse, right?
Yeah.
Y'all see Jesse everywhere you go, right? That's one thing about us. We can go to several different places and Jesse will be at every single one. We're like,
I love humans, y'all.
When do you rest? That could be a question. When do you rest?
So true Virgo, I'm not into the signs, but a little bit. I'm in the signs.
Oh, yeah.
Virgos don't rest, y'all. Any Virgos in the house? Yes. Do we ever rest? Virgos don't rest, and we are okay with that. I tell people if I get at least 4 hours of sleep, I am good. And a nice cup of coffee.
Okay.
That's again the irony of the whole coffee shop experience is that you come in a coffee shop beginning of the day or in the afternoon to restore, rejuvenate, and just feel present. And so the work we got to do is similar. It's to restore, rejuvenate, and be present. And so for me, my 4 hours of sleep requires a nice cup of coffee. I prefer cappuccino.
Okay.
Almond milk, honey lavender. That's my favorite.
Oh. Fancy. And I'm gonna do a quick break. I know this is Where Are We Now with Jesse, but I got a shout out to my brother in the back.
What up?
Fred Sang-Noon. That is, man, love that guy back there. When I first moved here to Seattle, his family welcomed me into their home, I felt like a stranger in a strange place. I tell you that when I came here. But love you, man. Thank you so much for coming by. And he was all this production. He's a recorder. If you need a photographer or anything, right there. Great fan. They're Everything culture, especially. But back to Jesse.
What's up?
Whew. One question that we ask all of our guests that come on the show is, how do you define joy? You did that last time, okay? But this time we're going to ask you, how do you define love?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Love is saying fully, I accept me for who I am to be, and all the flaws and the learning that comes with it. It took me a long time to get there. In order to love, you have to love yourself. Now, people say, well, of course I love myself. Okay.
Open the book up.
If you love yourself, do you address fear? If you love yourself, do you address fear? You do. Okay. A lot of us today are just watching, living in fear, taking no action, not speaking up, not addressing fear. So we say yes, but do we really? Number 2, are we patient with ourselves? Do we cultivate that? Do we forgive ourselves? If we don't, are we really loving ourselves? Do you practice gratitude? You wake up in the morning and say, I am blessed. Thank you for this day. I don't take it for granted. I'm here. Thank you for blessing me in this moment. And even when we fall, thank you for the opportunity for the learnings in the fall. So I asked a question. Do you practice gratitude? If you don't, are you loving yourself? You get told no, and no, and no, and no, and no. Do you stop? Do you continue? Do you have the endurance to work through your troubles, your challenges, your learnings, your experiences? If you don't, do you really love yourself? And the big one, which I'm still working on. Boundaries. Do you have boundaries? Do you say yes to everything? Or do you say no to everything? Are you being authentic with where you are? Do you show up and share out, not in fear of looking bad or good, but you actually care and love yourself and the other person you're speaking with and tell them the truth of what comes up for you about them and yourself? If you're not, are you loving yourself? Are you loving them? I say this, we are never, ever done with those questions, y'all. You never arrive. So every day I'm unpacking, where am I inauthentic with myself and where I have to clean up with people to say I've been inauthentic with you. Here's how I really see, because in those moments of sharing, you learn something about yourself. So if I feel a certain thing about you, something that's coming up for me, it may not actually be you.
Yeah.
It's actually something I may be still trapped by in my past. But if I don't take the moment to love myself enough to even share with you what's coming up for me and not being authentic, one, I'm robbing you of that true friendship and trust that you have in me to be there for you. But then I'm also robbing myself of that energy. Think about sports. We know watching NFL draft right now and be on the field, right?
Man.
Same in sports, right? If I'm not, we're not actually out there playing the field and getting active and getting engaged. There's stuff you miss. You miss the signals, you miss the air, right? The path, the energy, the sweat coming down, the vision, all the things that are happening in the moment when you're actually in the field. Same with an argument, same with a discussion. If I'm not being authentic with my brother right here about something, I'm not loving myself. And I'm not loving you.
I love that. So
that's love.
I love that. We're talking about love. So let me see, pop quiz. Let me see if the chat knows. What are the pillars of everything culture? What are 3 things that you look for in a relationship that you need to have in a relationship? If you, that's one of them.
Communication. That's
Great
one.
job.
Respect.
That's the other one.
Come on.
Like y'all
They
looking
it up. They looking it up. That's good.
Y'all already subscribed to everything.
Yes.
Y'all are on it. Come on, one more. Close. That
Close.
goes. Honestly,
Trust,
think
honesty.
of something about.
That's
all
a big
these
one.
go, yes.
Compromise?
They go to respect.
Ooh,
Think of
compromise.
something that you want to think of steady. Consistency. Respect, communication, and consistency. Those are the 3 things we say we need in any relationship. And what you're saying right there with love, what does respect look like to each person, to all of us? Are we communicating what respect look like to us? Do we respect what you're saying when I'm absorbing? Am I respecting and loving myself enough to tell someone I don't like this or I do like this, and tell them my boundaries, or do I just cut them off? There is so much to go into that, and we have to be consistent. It's a 2-way street.
Yes.
We have to do it through any relationship. I say if it's a romantic, if it's a friendship, if it's dating, or if it's just business, those 3 things can help us be successful in a relationship.
Facts.
And that's love. And
Facts.
people don't look. That's my opinion when it comes down to it. I've worked with numerous kids, as I said before. If you just keep showing up, if you keep on being steady, you keep your word, be respectful to them, you show, and that goes with us as human beings as well.
One lesson I've learned, spot on, is when you ask someone a question, hey, I don't want, I'm making this up, totally a joke here. Hey, I don't like that cup, right? Making this up, right? And we don't want to say it out of fear of, is it because I don't want to hurt their feelings? Or is it really is as a result of hurting his feelings, I'm gonna look bad? So it comes back to ourselves, right? As a result, actually, by me saying I don't like that cup, he can then process it. Okay, great. So what? You don't like that cup? What about the cup you don't like? Right? It creates a conversation.
Yeah.
And I realized quickly on the recipient side of a message, it's always well received. It provides clarity, which is communication, and understand where you be and how you show up. It gives an opportunity to address. So if we just get out of our own way, it's my tagline, y'all. I should write that down too. Just get out of our own way, you create endless possibilities, period. Because the more you're inauthentic, it's going to blow up later anyway.
Yeah.
I hate dating, by the way. I hate dating.
So
dating is like a dance. You know, like trying not be authentic, trying to show up a different way. When you got love, relationship, that's where you arrive. They don't give you the hard truth. When someone, if you're over here, you got married or got a long relationship, you know you married, right? They give you the real truth because they care about you.
It's work. So usually I stay with, like, everybody know with Everythang culture, we do not talk about dating and politics. Okay.
No.
Those 2 things are a headache to me. But because I listen to everyone what they're saying and how you're feeling. But when it comes down to it, like you're saying, it's a dance. I always look at date. I am dated. I still date my wife. Let's be clear. That's the only one. Shout out to Afton, the narrator.
Okay. The narrator, y'all. That amazing voice that you hear throughout the book is actually his bride.
Oh, God. She was so nervous.
She killed it, man. She killed it.
But for instance, I tell people, I'm being in recruitment. I always use recruitment as like dating different people. But I'm just bringing them into the organization. I'm like a matchmaker. That's how it feels. Let's see if we got a good connection. But when it comes down to having the connections that you build, I think you have a true talent of building connections with other people. When we were having our meeting this past week to prepare for today, we talked about you having a web. You know, your nickname to be Spider-Man. Okay. But where did you get that from? Where did you get that urge or that feeling to build connections with other people?
Man, I work with humans to create possibilities, not excuses. And I say that again and again because think about this. Last I checked, we all have the same time clock. It's 24 hours in a day. At least we have that in our operating agreement of what a day looks like, right? And of those 24 hours a day, as a Virgo, I sleep 4 of them. There's still only 20 hours a day left. However, if you have 10 people aligned and working with you, that's 10 times 24. That's 240 hours a day. If you have 1 million people in your web, that's 24 million hours a day. The math continues. When you work with others and you connect it, you truly can and will create any possibilities. If you think you have to do it alone, then I'm confused on why we have almost 9 billion humans on the planet. No. Share your thoughts, share your visions, collaborate, build together, build that web. Yes, I may be starting a foundation around, say, affordable housing. You may be doing one too. Great. Let's figure out our network about what angle you're taking in that web to support the millions of people that need support. Last I checked, one foundation can't take all the work. So this whole need, if I have to be the only one, cannot ever solve the need of the world. We have to come together as a community. Me being a first generation and the first to make 6 figures, the first to move away from Philadelphia, the first to do a lot, came heavily reliance on others and learning what that meant. I had to go beyond just my mom and dad. I had to go beyond my extended family. I had to understand what it meant and the responsibilities of each through community, period. And when I fall, having a web picks you back up. You see Aspire, you break a little part of the web. Guess what happens? Go back and mend it. As a collective community, here's what we need to do, y'all, right? Again, this is a movement. As a collective community in the web, you can't take down the whole web. You may throw a shot at one target on the web. Yep. Okay. Then the rest of those will come back together and help mend and mold and bring you back. So we working together as a collective allow us to truly lift as we climb and build collectively. So that's my reason of seeing the power and the beauty of humans and what we can create. Understand the pain and trauma and life lived experiences as individuals, and understand the connectiveness of our energy and our purpose is much greater than we can see in front of our eyes and have been told to us. That's why I believe in the web.
All right. Thank you, Jess. Thank you.
Bring it.
We're just about to open the
Bring
floor.
it. Bring it.
So you have a lot of people in this world. You said 9 billion. You can't work with all of them. How do you pick guys you want to work with? Some of the tips that you have. Okay, it's a good part of the content. You said earlier, when you know it's time to move on, move on. How do you know when to break up partnership?
I love that. Look, I'm gonna do an easy reference to my book. I did not plant that question, by the way. So for those in the room, yeah, see your check. Oh, you one of the owners? You're already getting a check. The book is here. The question online, the question was, hey, there's 9 billion humans in the world. How do you choose to move forward to who to work with, right? And one thing you said is one of the pillars around everything culture, you think about consistency, communication. What's the third one?
Respect.
Respect. Those are good anchors right there. And I actually, in the book, there's 2 segments. The first part of the book dives into your value-based work, your inner work, the heart is intentionally in front, right? The second part of the book, again, he did not know I was doing this, right? Is around the trust model.
Yes.
And so from there is key components. It's the activation of the first part. When you do your work around addressing fear, setting boundaries, and so forth, it makes you more effective at building relationships. So I'll go here. Step 1, you provide and gain clarity. when I want to move this cup of coffee, blend, coffee and kicks, everyone has their own interpretation. If I didn't actually show you what I was doing, it'd be different, right? If I just said I'm going to move this cup, everyone in this room has a different perspective of where, when, why, and how I'm going to move that cup. And guess what? Everyone is correct in your own mind. It's my responsibility to provide the clarity. It's your responsibility to seek clarity. As a result, you align. So most time relationship breakdown is at that first initial step. We operate in our own mindset, adding cultural norms and geographical norms and gender norms. You add all these layers of what we think are, oh yeah, of course you're gonna move the glass to the left. That's what I always do. My mom always told me to move to the left, right? Or hey, maybe past trauma, I burnt my hand, so I always move my cups with a napkin so I don't get burnt. You're like, why are you putting a napkin around there? Because I've been burnt. Or who assumed I actually have hands to move it? So for me, is providing the clarity, seeking alignment, you deliver. The folks that are consistent on doing their work, providing clarity, and delivering, following through with the work is your partner. And guess what? Check-ins are important. We always not going to be, clarity is a living thing. You may think one thing is going to happen. Hey, we go in business together. This is what we're going to do. Then things come and change. Let's have a check-in, pivot, move. Great partnership. Partnership like a marriage. So that's why I see about that. Go ahead.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good relationship. We all have friends, right?
Friends.
You know, you have friends that you like to go party with. You like friends that you may like know who the cook who's going to show up on time. You got your friends that may like to fight and things of that nature. I know what my friends are good at and what they're not good at. You know, I don't put them in situations where I'm like, this is not their cup of tea. I'm that friend. I don't go to the nightclubs like that. I go to sleep early. But if you need help moving or something like that, I used to work repo. I'm your guy. Okay. So know your friends and know your connections and know the partners you have as well.
Oh, fact.
You know, and that's the best thing it is. And value them for them and let them know who you are. Like that's one of the biggest things I've learned throughout my life as well. But,
hey, I got a fun joke. I'm gonna pick up someone in the audience. I won't mention her name, but I put a her on purpose. You know, I always have some friends we hang out with, right? And then some things go down, and I saw this particular her human step up to the plate and said, and literally had my back in the room, and she's like, What's going on? We got this. We got this, right? I said, okay, now I know we hang out and some trouble go down. You got my back. My sister is one of them. There's another sister in the room. I won't point out her. She's laughing. I won't point her out, but she's sitting kind of close. So I joke about that in the room about, you're right. Knowing who's around you, knowing who's going to show up in times of trouble that got your back. Physically, emotionally, spiritually is still critical. So did that answer your question? My man.
I got one of my friends, he'd let you know I'm not fighting for anybody. I'll let you know, if something pop off, don't expect me to be here. And listen, I go out, but I respect him for that, though. Thank you for communicating that to me.
I got your back.
But yes,
I'm feeling you all day, baby. So I got you.
I want to say,
anyone know me online, they know I got you. Bro.
Yeah. Oh, same here. But y'all, this has been awesome. We have enjoyed this whole space, this moment in time with everyone. Jesse, we want to say thank you again for sharing yourself with us.
No problem.
Where are we now in life? Want to thank you to Blend Coffee and Kicks. Thank you for everyone in chat, listening and watching. Thank y'all for being here as well.
Couple plugs too.
Oh, yeah.
Plug. So plug, if you haven't already, we're purposely on Everything Culture's live chat. So click the subscribe. He keeps forgetting, he's humble. Subscribe, comment, and forward everyone. Of course, you're here in Seattle, and when you come visit Seattle, follow, because you're on Instagram too, Blend Coffee and Kicks, the latest about events, cool specials come through. This is how we grow, y'all, build our community together. So make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and comment there and forward. And then, of course, I made it hopefully really simple. You type in Jesse Rhodes Jr. For some reason, I'm the only, which is good, one that shows up on the SEO. You type in Jesse Rhodes Jr., Leadership Unlocked shows up as well. You type in Leadership Unlocked Jesse, it shows up.
Jesse.
Jesse. But even in my SEO, you put the daggone I in there, it's still gonna find me too. I court that. But put the junior, and that means a lot. I love my dad. Proud of the heritage that they instilled on me. That Jesse Rhodes Jr. is so powerful to show my love and respect to the journey that they given me. So I appreciate that. And then 2, 5-star review. Anything less than 5, you tell me directly. You can text me, you can call me. Just don't put it in the review. And then tell 5 other people that it's not about the book, it's about them. What can unlock in them. Hard stop, period. So you have clear thinking about what's being told to you every single day that you know is your assignment, and follow through with consistency on the assignment. That's the book. That's life.
All right.
What you got?
Hey, love y'all.
Love y'all. We done.
Yes. Take care. Peace.